everyone? Welcome to the Aquarian Mind Podcast. Today's podcast, episode number 247. I'm your host, Jamel Crothers. It's Mondays with Mello. You guys know what time it is. Today, I want to talk about the drive to do more and be more. And I feel this is important to talk about because the world is just madness right now. And while I want to talk about that, I think I'd rather wait and discuss that at a different time. And I want to ask you guys, do you ever feel like you do so much in your life, but you feel that you still can do more and be more? Because I tend to go through that at times, and I'm just wondering what you guys are thinking, right? For the most part, a lot of us have corporate America jobs. I'm not going to sit here and say everyone does, because that's no longer the case. This world's totally different. Everyone's starting their own businesses and running their own show, and that's a beautiful thing in so many ways. And I can sit and have a 15-minute podcast on that also. So maybe that's another topic that I can delve into down the road. I don't know. I always feel that with all that, I've done, I still feel I can do more and be more. And I mean by being involved in my community more, showing my face more, being a mentor to young kids, people in general, sharing my experiences, learning about other people's experiences, things of that nature. I feel that this podcast is a great outlet for me to really express my thoughts about things that are going on with me in my life, things that I think about, but also to motivate and inspire you guys. And then also to, obviously share the books that I'm writing about on social issues. So I'm always trying to be creative and innovative with what I'm doing with myself and how I can relay different messages, to the masses for the most part, because this podcast is available to everyone on 20 different platforms, as far as I know. I'm probably on more platforms that I don't even realize, but I know that I'm on a lot of the major ones and some of the smaller ones. There are so many podcast platforms, and that's a beautiful thing. I wonder if you guys are in a phase of your life where you're trying to figure out how you can do more and be more for yourself, for your families, for your kids, if you have kids. I'm one of the very few that are in their 40s and don't have kids. But I'm not delving into that and the reasons why. But anyway, I wonder if you guys are trying to figure out how you can do more for yourself also, and not just your family and your friends. And I'm talking about those that you are closest to, those that you care for, and the people that care for you. I'm not talking about the people who follow you on social media and you know them personally, but they just spend time watching your stories and what you post, and they're not even putting the effort into trying to be your friend or trying to be a good family member or whatever the case is. I think everyone has that in their lives, so there's no getting around that. Social media has, to me, disconnected us in so many ways. But I'm not trying to go off topic too much. I'm not trying to go on too many tangents. And I love that, a lot of us have a passion for certain things and we're going after it more in today's world than 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And I have conversations with people that I'm very close to. One of them being my godmother, And we've talked about how we can be more for ourselves. And she said that it's great that our generation, I would say the 80s and 90s kids, are exploring more. And we're doing more, and we're taking more gambles and more risk. And she was someone that wishes that she was able to do that, but she didn't have the right people around her to push her to be more than what she was. And it's not too late for her. I mean, she's in her early 60s. I mean, come on. To be honest, she probably has another 30 years left of her life, to be brutally honest. I mean, her mother lived into her early 90s. So the probability and chances that she will live that long is there. I always say people have a chance at living longer than they have a chance at living a shorter life, especially if they're taking care of their health mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And she feels that she has not utilized her talents and her abilities, and she wants to write a book and she wants to do certain things, and she needs that push. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, you've got to really push yourself sometimes. And that's why I'm talking about this topic today. Because when you know that you're talented and you're gifted and you have all of these amazing things that you can do, whether you can paint, you can draw, you can cook, you can think of business ideas, you are into graphic arts, design, whatever it is that you're great at, there's the drive to do more and be more. And I've accomplished a lot in the 7 years that I've been writing books and the 3 years that I've been doing this podcast. And even still, I feel that I can do more and be more. And for me, it's easy for me to just hide in my walk-in closet and record these podcasts and go through the process of that and sit in the lounges of places I've lived and, ride on airplanes across the country and write my books and, do all of these things. But no one knows who I am. And no one sees my face that much unless you go on YouTube or you go on Instagram. But, I mean, I just said social media, we're disconnected, right? So there's got to be more of connections for me. And a few weeks ago, I was able to do that, and that's a good thing. And it felt good, and I want to do more of that. I think we've got to get back to connecting with each other as human beings, because that's what we're built to do, and that's what we're meant to do. All this artificial intelligence jargon and BS, I don't think it's going to last. That's not what this planet is built for. We're not robots, and this planet isn't built for robots. But I'm not here to start talking about world issues. That was the past. I did that a few years ago, and then I got tired of it. But if if you have that small group of people who really see the world for what it is and what it's become and how a lot it's going to shift, then you know. And I'm happy that I get to do these podcast discussions and ask you questions to make you think. I write poetry and I post them on, my Instagram, and it's to make you think. And it's to get you to get your brain to chug away a little bit. And I enjoy that. And this is why I thought of this topic to discuss today. Because I'm constantly working, I'm constantly working on bettering myself, as a person, but also how can I be better for the world and for people? And how can I be personable with people too? And every little interaction that I have with people, it helps. It helps me on my journey. And I hope I impact people. I hope I make, people feel good, make people smile. And even if I'm talking sports with the guy at Walgreens, and, even the people that I meet at restaurants, things of that nature, that's what this journey is. And I want you guys all to know that. So I want you guys to think, do you have a drive to do more and be more in your life? And if you do have that, how are you going about being more for yourself and for those around you? Something to think about, something to ponder. So that's my podcast for today. I thank you guys for listening. As always, podcast website, the Aquarian Mind Podcast.com. Obviously, you guys can listen to my podcast there, and so many platforms: Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, and any other platforms that you could possibly think of. Chances are I'm on there. Deezer, Castbox. You know the drill. Anyway, have a good week, guys. Be good, everyone, and go accomplish your goals.